Over the last 5 years, I have used this device to generate millions for the people who I've sold for. I have built sales teams for some of the largest online offers in the world, and I've built up a team of, at this point, hundreds of closers. And over the course of these 5 years, we've come up with a set of principles, a set of laws that have really been the backbone of our agency's success. And in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you the 21 laws of sales to make a ton of money in 2024. All right, so let's jump straight in. All right, law number 1 is high intention, low attachment. Okay, here's what that means is you got to have a very high intention to help your prospect, but you have to have a very low attachment to the sale. Okay, for most people, it's flipped the opposite way, where they're super attached to the sale and they couldn't care less about the person that they're actually speaking to. Okay, the closers who make the most amount of money are usually the people with the biggest hearts, with the most empathy, who want to help the person first, and they're totally detached from the outcome of the sale. They're just trying to serve. Law number 2 is that buyers are liars. Okay, it's not necessarily they're going to lie to you to get off the phone all the time, which they will, but they'll lie about how bad their current situation is. They'll lie about how big their vision is. They'll lie about some of the obstacles that are holding them back. And a lot of the times they do it unknowingly, just because you're a stranger and they're not super comfortable with you yet. So as closers, it's your job to understand that, yeah, people lie sometimes, and they're not going to tell you 100% of the truth. You have to be able to dig deeper to find the truth, and sometimes that means asking tougher questions, right? But when you find the truth, that's where you can actually help people make a change, and that's where you can close the sale. Law number 3 is whoever talks more loses. Okay, as a closer, you need to be listening. Okay, a lot of people think that salespeople, you need to be really good at talking. You just need to talk until someone buys. No, you need to be a great listener. The best salespeople, they're talking for maybe 20, maybe 30% of the conversation, but the rest of it, they're just letting their prospect talk. And every time your prospect stops talking, you'll say, okay, tell me a little bit more about that. Nice, how does that make you feel? Gotcha. And when you say this, what do you actually mean by that? Right? And your goal here is you want to get your prospect talking about their pains so that they can feel their pains. You want them talking about their goals and what they want to accomplish. They can start visualizing their goals. You want them talking about the things that have held them back in the past so they can realize that, hey, I need to move past these things. You want them talking about the solutions that they're looking for. All you're doing as a salesperson is you're just guiding that conversation. And the best sales frameworks allow you to do that. Law number 4 is mission over commission. Most people, they have something that's called commission breath, is when they're on the call, all they're thinking about is just trying to close the sale. Okay, the best salespeople, they're not thinking about that at all. They're thinking about, hey, what's the mission behind what I'm doing? If I'm selling a fitness program, it is my goal. I'm waking up every single day in the morning thinking, hey, people are fat. I need to change the world. I need to help one person get into better shape and change their life, right? And they're waking up every single day with that mission in mind, and that's what attracts the commissions. Law number 5 is never judge your leads. I can't tell you how many times I have a sales rep who reads through an application, maybe there's not a lot of words in there, and they instantly judge the lead. They're like, oh, this guy's not qualified. Right? I can't tell you how many times someone starts out a call and they are a little bit dry and a little bit skeptical, and all of a sudden they're like, oh, this guy's not serious. And then all of a sudden they stop caring, they stop serving, and they just give up on the lead, only for someone else to call up that same lead 2 hours later and close it on a $10,000 deal. This happens every single day because there's lazy closers who prejudge their leads rather than getting on the call with the intention to help. There's 2 metrics that you can look at to judge your work ethic as a salesperson. Okay, there's the amount of conversations that you have, which most people track, and then there's the amount of investment and effort that you put into every single person that you speak with, no matter what. You can't track that, and most people slack when it comes to that, and they'd rather just judge their leads and take the easy route. All right, don't do that. Law number 6 is going to be taking a proactive approach rather than a reactive approach. A lot of people ask me, Misha, what do I do when my prospect tells me I want to think about it? What do I do when my prospect tells me they want to take 100 other calls with other companies, right? And then I ask them, hey, it's not what you say after they say that. What could you have said before that came up to prevent it? Okay, so whenever you're analyzing your sales calls at the end of the day, it's always gonna be 100 times more effective if you think about, hey, how could I have prevented that? How could I have taken a proactive approach to build more trust, to create more urgency, to build more rapport, rather than what do you do after something actually happens? Number 7 is qualify hard and close easy. Okay, a lot of salespeople, they're afraid of creating tension, and they're afraid of challenging their prospect to step up and really qualifying them hard, but then at the end of the call, they're just getting objections, right? What you want to do is qualify really hard before you present. Make absolutely sure that your prospect is the perfect fit for what you're offering before you even offer it, take the extra time, ask the tough questions before you offer it, and then when you do, it's gonna be easy from there. Okay, qualify hard, close easy. 8, a no is better than no decision. Okay, a lot of the times when I have a new sales rep starting out, what I tell them to do is every single deal, and honestly this applies for everybody, but especially with new reps starting out, I tell them every single conversation that you have, I want you to get to a decision. I don't want you to leave off any calls without a decision. And the reason why I say this is because I want them to go all the way through objection handling. I want them to stay on the phones no matter what, under pressure, so that they can build up that muscle, right? The same way that, your muscles only grow when you go to failure, right? The same thing on your calls, right? You have to go all the way to the end. And sometimes if that means getting to a no, that is gonna be 100 times better than getting to I'm gonna think about it, or I'm gonna talk to my wife, or I'm gonna take 6 months to do some research and I'll get back to you, right? The best thing that you can do for yourself and also for your prospects as well is guide them through that decision. And I would 10 times out of 10, I would rather end off the call on a no, this really just isn't the right fit for me, than I would some other bullshit excuse. Number 9 is you gotta be willing to walk away from the table. This is what Donald Trump said in his book, The Art of the Deal, okay? Being willing to walk away from the table, being willing to walk away from the sale, okay, that's what gives you leverage, okay? If you need every single sale, then you have no leverage. Okay, you have to be able, like sometimes if you have a conversation with someone and you just don't feel like it's the right fit, tell them that, hey, honestly, Mr. Prospect, from everything that I've heard so far, I don't think this will be the right fit. Here's what I'd recommend that you do. I wish you all the best, right? And me being able to do that, me being able to tell my prospect no in some cases, that's what gives me strength, so that when I tell somebody else, hey, you know what? I really think this would be the right fit here. When I say that, I mean that. Most salespeople just tell everybody, hey, you would be the perfect fit for what we have going on, right? And it's full of shit. Those words mean absolutely nothing because they're not willing to walk away from the sale every once in a while, okay? Be willing to walk away from the table. Number 10, the fortune is in the follow-up only if you can't close on the first call, okay? An OG in the game, Grant Cardone, once said that the fortune is in the follow-up, and I agree. If you can't close on the first call, right? A lot of amateur salespeople, they don't have that ability to overcome objections, to gain commitments, create urgency, to close a sale on the very first meeting. And because of that, a majority of their income is wrapped up in chasing, sending emails, following up, scheduling other meetings, okay? Learn how to close on the first call rather than focusing on the follow-up. Number 11, it's not what you say, it is how you say it, okay? Understand that you might have a sales team of 10 people. Okay, why does one person on that team make 30 grand a month and then the other guy makes 5 grand a month when they're selling the exact same thing with the exact same deliverables, going through the same sales process and essentially asking a lot of the same questions? What's the difference between those two people? The difference between 5 and 30 grand a month, it's all in tonality, right? How you say certain things, your inflections in your tones, the words that you emphasize, right? The moments where you get jacked up and you get excited, and then moments where you slow down and, slow down your prospect's thought process and give them something that's going to hit a little bit deeper, right? You have to be able to use your tonality and use your voice, especially when our tool is this phone right here. And really the only thing that we're using is our voice. Master how to use your voice. Number 12, you cannot make a first impression twice. It is physically impossible. Okay, this is probably the highest ROI thing that you can do on your sales calls to improve your close rate with the least amount of effort. Okay, and the salespeople out there, this is when you start out a call with a big smile on your face, high enthusiasm, you're excited for the conversation, and in the first 10 seconds, it's like magic. You just instantly click, you gel, and then in your head, you're like, awesome, this deal is wrapped up, this is a closed deal, let's go, right? As opposed to when you say their name wrong and you stutter and you're low confidence and it's just kind of weird and awkward in that first 30 seconds. It is really hard to recover from that. The thing is you say the exact same words every single time when you introduce your sales conversation. Why would you not perfect it? My team, we train the intro every single morning because we say it every single time on all of our sales calls. Why would you not get it down perfect? Practice your intro and get your first impression down. Law number 13. This is the first lesson that I learned about sales, and when I heard it for the first time, I thought it was complete bullshit. People buy from you because they like you, they are like you, and they want to be like you. Okay, in a world where buyers are more informed than ever, there's way more competition than ever before, and everyone is basically selling the exact same shit. People buy from you because of you, not anything else, right? They buy from you because they like you, they are like you, they're similar to you, or especially they want to be like you. They look at you and they're like, wow, this person is high energy, he's confident, he seems like he's going a mile a minute, he's on a different frequency. I want to be like this person. I want to work with this person, right? And then that's when people do business with you. So something that I recommend that you do for people to like you and want to be like you more is focus on yourself, right? There's always time for sales training, but look at developing yourself, becoming a better version of you so that people want to be like you. And then you're going to be amazed at how many people start paying you gigantic amounts of money. Law number 14 is when your prospect asks you a question, a lot of the times the best response is to ask them a question back, right? So if your prospect asks you, hey, what kind of results can I expect in the next 30 days? I would ask them, well, what kind of results would you like to see in the next 30 days, right? If your prospect asks you, hey, so how long have you been doing this? Yeah, it's a great question. Why do you ask? Okay, this does two things. One is you need to maintain control. Okay, a lot of the time salespeople, they turn into customer service people, and then they're just answering questions. They lose complete control and authority over the call. And then at the end, because the prospect feels like they basically have permission to do whatever they want, they're just like, yeah, I'm just going to think about it. Just send me an email and I'll get back to you. Right? That's the first thing that happens. And second, when you answer your prospect's question with another question, what you can do is understand why they're asking that question to give them a better response. So for example, if a prospect asks me, hey, what kind of results can I expect to see in the next 30 days? I'd say, hey, it's a great question. And like, what kind of results would you like to see in the next 30 days? Well, I'd like to get to XYZ mark, right? And then I'll let them know if that makes sense, if it's realistic, or maybe I have to adjust expectations, right? If someone asks me, hey, are there any guarantees with this? I'd say, well, what do you mean by guarantee? Well, yeah, I mean, I just want to know like how likely I am to see results. All right, okay, gotcha. Well, here's the thing, Mr. Prospect. There's really two kinds of people who join my program, people who do X, Y, and Z, and then people who don't do anything. One of them sees results and the other one sees absolutely nothing. Which one do you plan on being? Right? So rather than just saying, oh, yes, we have a guarantee, or no, we don't have a guarantee, I understood what they were actually asking first, and then I responded to them in a way that would actually help them come to a decision. Okay, the best salespeople, they've maintained control of the call. They ask the right questions to help their prospect, get the right information they need to come to the best decision. Law number 15 is going to be to never blame your prospect, always blame yourself. And this applies to everything, okay? Top performing people, they are extremely self-accountable, okay? Almost to a radical level. And you see a lot of salespeople, they make a lot of excuses, right? Oh, the leads suck. Oh, there's not enough leads coming in. Oh, that guy just wasn't serious. Okay, the top performers, they're saying, hey, what can I do to get on calls with more people? Hey, what questions could I have asked that lead who maybe wasn't serious? What questions could I have asked them to increase his urgency, right? Hey, what steps can I take to get better on the phone right now, right? The thing is, whatever external thing that's holding you back, maybe you're right. Maybe it is holding you back. But the moment that you give that thing power, you've officially accepted no responsibility of your situation, and you've accepted that you don't really want to change. Okay, look inward, look at what you can do in every single situation. Never blame the leads, always blame yourself, and that's how you're going to turn into a top producer. Law number 16 is that sales scripts are for telemarketers. You don't want to be a telemarketer, okay? You don't even want to be a salesperson, really. What you want to be is a closer. What a closer does is they use a framework, okay? They understand what are the big steps that I need to hit in my sales conversation, right? They understand what those things are, and they work within that framework, right? They analyze the person that they're actually speaking to. They make adjustments based on their psychology, their vibe, their personality, okay? And they're able to hit those steps totally naturally, right? By having an authentic conversation, by being themselves, using their personality. The thing is, in 2024, like, people are marketed to so much. If someone senses even like 1% fakeness from you, instantly their alarms are going to go off. They're not going to trust you, and it's going to be hard to close a deal. If you can just be super raw, super real, and go through a proven framework, naturally, you're going to be a lot more effective on the phone. Law number 17 is that facts tell and stories sell. Okay, in sales, we're trying to get information across with conviction. We're trying to give our prospects the information and the decision-making process to take massive action and to change their lives. However, when we just tell our prospects something, they don't really receive it. Maybe they kind of do, but they don't really act on it. Right? If you want to move people, if you want to influence people, you're going to do it through story. Okay. For example, for a long time, like when I was first getting into sales, like I would go through my sales process, right? And I would walk them through it. I would give them the information that they need to go and make the change and solve the problem desperately trying to solve, but it wasn't effective. It wasn't working as well as I wanted it to. And then what I started doing, I started telling stories. I started using personal experiences of how I overcame certain things. I started using experiences from some of our past clients and how they overcame certain things and realizations that they came to. And I started sharing them on my calls to get points across. And what ended up happening was my prospect, they would be so much more engaged. They would actually receive the information and they would receive the lesson of the story, and my income tripled. Okay, that's an example of a story that you can use. So stop telling people facts, start selling with stories. Law number 18 is people expertise over product expertise. Okay, understanding your product is super important. You got to understand it inside and out and be able to answer all the questions that you get. However, people expertise is extremely underrated. I would highly recommend, if you're getting into sales and you want to sell at an extremely high level and you want to be the top dog, study your prospects. Study the person that you speak to every single day over and over. Understand their problem. Okay, understand their experience all the way through, right? Think about what are their motivations? What are their deep desires? What are the things that really make them tick? Because if you understand all of that, selling the product is going to be easy. I run a sales agency. We run actively, literally, probably as of right now, like a dozen different offers, selling in all kinds of different industries. You could put me on the phone just on a random contract that I've never sold before, and I would close it. And I've done it in the past where I've been thrown on an offer same day and I had to just figure it out. And the reason why I'm able to do that is because I can take time to understand the person that I'm speaking to. And when I understand the person that I'm speaking to and their problem and their challenges and exactly what they're looking for from a solution, I'm gonna be able to tailor whatever offer I have to what they're actually looking for, right? So understand your prospects first. Law number 19, it's kind of similar to 18, but it's worth a lot in itself. And it is understanding your prospects' problems even better than they do. Okay, this is what makes you an expert. When you walk into a doctor's office and they're able to ask you a couple questions and tell you exactly what is wrong with your health, you trust them, right? You look at them as an expert. It's this big sigh of relief that, oh my gosh, I was struggling with this freaking elbow pain forever. I'm so glad this person understands it. Right? It's the same thing on your sales calls, right? Show your prospect that you understand their problem inside and out. Educate your prospect on their problem and why they're experiencing it, right? Educate them on why a lot of people get stuck in the exact same situation. Give them some information that they didn't actually have. And what's going to happen is they're going to look at you, one, as an absolute expert. Understanding their problem is going to show them that you have a solution for it, and it's going to allow you to close the deal. Okay, so I'd really recommend that you take some time to fully understand your prospect's problems and all the little nuances and all of the little doubts that are on your prospect's minds that they haven't even verbalized. Because when you show them that you understand it, it's gonna make selling very easy. Law number 20 is to sell the destination, not the outcome. Okay, a lot of people, especially in the high ticket space, they're gonna be like, hey, we do one-on-one coaching, we do 1,000 group calls a week, we got 1 million hours of video training for you to go through, it's gonna be awesome. And the person on the phone is like, holy shit, that sounds like a lot of work, right? As opposed to what I'm presenting, right? And I understand, okay, my prospect, maybe they wanna, create more freedom in their life. They wanna be able to spend more time with their family, live with abundance, not be stuck to someone else's clock, right? I'll be like, hey, listen, our program is really built. It's super intensive. There is gonna be a lot of work, but the reason why it's that way is because we want to get you to a place where you can do this thing long term and actually see massive results, right? I know you mentioned your goals. You want to be able to travel, spend more time with your family, and do all these different things, right? Right. That is the exact reason why we're going to be doing X and Y and Z, is to get you to that dream outcome, right? So the best closers, they understand that you got to sell the dream, right? You got to understand, what is your prospect's dream? What is their vision? What exactly does it look like? Okay, and then use your product, offer, or service. That is the bridge that gets them to that dream. Okay, but ultimately you're selling them the dream, not the bridge. Law number 21 is your prospects are looking for a transformation. They're not looking for a friend. Okay, a lot of salespeople think that to build a relationship and to build rapport with their prospect, they need to ask them about a sports game, or they need to talk about, oh, you're from Toronto? I've been to Toronto before. Oh, it's super nice. Oh, you have a dog? Oh, I have a dog too. That's awesome. Right? No, you're not going to build a relationship that way, okay? Your prospects are looking for a transformation. The person that's going to help your prospect create that transformation is the person who's willing to challenge them, the person that's willing to call them out on their BS, okay? Who's willing to put a mirror in front of their face and say, hey, why haven't you changed this yet? What's been going on here, right? The closers who make the most money are the ones who are really good at introducing tension, right? And challenging their prospect to step up. Okay, and you should do that too if you want to make a lot of money in sales. Okay, your prospects are coming to you with a problem that they desperately need to solve. don't be buddy-buddy with them, okay? Be the person that they need to make the transformation that they're looking to make, and you're gonna get paid a lot of money at the exact same time. Okay, guys, that's it for the 21 laws. This was a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed. Drop a comment down below of your favorite law that really stuck out to you. You know, maybe something that you're gonna be implementing on your sales conversations moving forward. And as always, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.